How's it going, everyone? This is Soul Cinched here, and welcome to something that I've been dreading for a little while, and that is the top 20 worst rappers, in my opinion. Yes, keep in mind that this is all my opinion. You don't have to agree, and you're completely entitled to your own opinion. That's the beautifulness of this world. But yeah, basically, I'm just going to be going over 20 rappers that I don't like. And I figured because A, why not? And B, it seems like every time I talk about shit I don't like, it does better than when I'm talking about shit I do like. So here you fucking go. But basically, all the criteria for this list is I just have to not like their music. And this is probably going to be split into two parts. 20 through 11 in part 1, and then 10 through 1 in part 2, just to keep the length of the video down some. And it's also probably going to be recorded in chunks, so if the lighting's different or I'm dressed differently, it's because I've recorded one chunk, and then it's been a day or so when I'm recording the next chunk, and then just splicing them together. Just so I don't lose my sanity by trying to record all this bullshit in one sitting. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump straight into the list.
That's what I spit on your lip for. She said her man was a rich boy, so we stick him up like a bill boy.
I've never really saw or seen the appeal of Tokyo's Revenge. When I first heard him, I thought he was okay. And keep in mind, he's in this list, and that has nothing to do with the controversies. We'll just leave it at that. It has nothing to do with that. This is purely about his music, and I don't think his music is good at all. It's not terrible, but on a lot of tracks, he just sounds like an extremely watered-down XXXTentacion. And then outside of that, he just sounds like a very generic and watered-down Florida rapper. And he's just nothing special in my opinion.
Didn't get the message at all. Now I'm taking shots in the dark. Girl, you're leaving me scarred. Tears falls hitting me hard. Bricks weighing down on my heart.
I find Ian Dior to be one of the most bland rappers ever. I really don't see how Ian Dior's become so big. Out of all the industry plants, how is it Ian Dior is the one that's probably arguably the biggest industry plant? But basically, all I hear 90% of the time from Ian is a really generic Juice WRLD wannabe with a very bland voice. And then outside of that, on some tracks he sounds kind of like Lil Sky, so I guess you could say like a generic Juice WRLD, Lil Sky's hybrid. But yeah, I just find his music to be extremely boring and generic.
It ain't safe, I'm too real for all these fakes. Y'all constructed without something they gave me when I was made. Hey,
Nova Rockefeller is Tom MacDonald's girlfriend. And musically, she sounds exactly like Tom MacDonald. She basically sounds like a female Tom MacDonald, which, as we all know, Tom MacDonald's music does not sound good at all. Take away Tom's lyrics, and his music does not stand out at all, and his music just sounds bad. Nova Rockefeller's music also sounds bad. The only thing that differs is her lyrics. Her lyrics aren't as stupid as Tom MacDonald's, but a lot of times they're much more generic and just nothing. Like, when I listen to her lyrics, if she's not talking about a super specific story, I just get nothing from her music.
In poverty, hostility, drop a bomb on the enemy, artillery, blowing up your auxiliary, hit 'em with the intercontinental capabilities, leaving no stability in the Middle East, Benghazi.
Luke Gone is basically the most stereotypical spiritual lyrical miracle rapper. He's the most stereotypical white rapper trying to be Eminem, and the most stereotypical rapper that raps fast to prove he's a good rapper without saying shit. And yeah, his music is incredibly generic. And this is the man responsible for Death to Mumble Rap, and got out-rapped by Lil Xan on the sequel to that track. Yeah. To the first time I made a list like this, Cardi B has moved up quite a lot. Because her last couple tracks that I've heard have been not bad. I think WAP is a decent song. I would say it's good, but I know I would get a lot of hate for that because a lot of people hate WAP. But my biggest issue with Cardi B is her voice is incredibly annoying to me. But I think she sounds great on WAP, and her flows are really nice on that song too. And her song Up, I think, is also really catchy, and yeah, overall she's just grown on me very, very slightly, but she's still trash. I still think her voice is incredibly annoying on most tracks.
Bitch, I could get you a new car. Fuck him in them St. Laurent heels. He said I'm too tall. Wanna wife me up? I go silent and say ha ha ha.
I don't have much to say about Iggy Azalea other than her voice is atrocious, and she's always trying to fake an American accent, which makes her sound so cringy. And she has some of the most pathetic writing I've ever seen. That's all that needs to be said.
I get money when I want to, I get bitches when I want to, tote this pistol when I want to, money dance that pit don't want to, oh you pay while
6ix9ine can make good music when he wants to, but the problem is that he values social media antics above all else. And his shout rapping style is good at making hype tracks, but they're held back by the incredibly lazy writing and very, very poor writing. And 6ix9ine has gone in the more melodic direction on his last album. He still does scream tracks, but he's went more in the direction of doing these melodic singing style tracks, as well as some kind of dead robotic auto-tune tracks. And they just sound like complete ass.
5 punch to walk in the bank, need to take it out. Too many bitches on my couch, I need another couch. If I find out she got a weave, I'ma snatch it out.
Once upon a time, Lil Pump was actually entertaining, and actually made entertaining music. Now sure, he's never had the most amazing flows, or the most amazing songwriting, or anything like that, but at one point, Lil Pump was actually fun to listen to. Fast forward to now, and he never even drops music, and when he does drop music, it's not good at all. He's basically watered down his style and really, really dumbed it down and is playing really into the whole "duh, look at me, I'm stupid" gimmick. He's really gone into that full throttle. And yeah, his music just had... But yeah, his music basically had zero longevity whatsoever.
All of the guys, yo, niggas is when niggas out and ride. Hop at the steamer, you know how we slide. That nigga play with the block, he done died. I be the boss of my guap.
So if you've heard Look Alive or Rover, then you've more or less heard all of BlocBoy JB's songs. He really never deviates from that formula. He has very, very predictable flows. He has very, very predictable beats. All his beats sound nearly identical. And he always does this thing where he punches in every line like its own take and kind of chops up his flows to make them sound more fluent, I guess, but they end up sounding incredibly clumsy and clustered. And then every track he puts out sounds exactly the same. So, yeah, if you want to find some good BlocBoy JB music, Rover 2.0 and Look Alive. That's literally all you need. Here we have 645AR. Now don't get me wrong, 645AR is arguably worse than all the people who are going to be following up in this list. But I don't take 645AR remotely serious. Well, I do in a sense, and I don't. The reason why he's not higher in this list is because I don't take him seriously as an artist whatsoever. And when I was making this list, I told myself that I was not going to put any joke artists or any purposely bad artists on this list. So artists like Submarine Man or Lil Mosquito Disease or all those weird trash rappers, they're more or less disqualified from being on a list like this because the point of their music is to be bad. The difference is 645AR pretends he's doing something artistic. He pretends that he's trying to do something unique and different with his music, when in reality, he tried to be a rapper. Oh, and he has made rap music in a normal voice, but he is god-awful at rapping, and his production is fucking atrocious. You can actually look up and find some of his old songs where he's rapping in a normal voice, and they're fucking atrocious. They are horrendous. So we thought, gee, I'm not making it too well in this rap game, so what can I do? I know. I can start rapping in a squeaky voice and it'll blow up as a meme. And then I can make a legit career out of it. And he's failed so miserably. I made a video back when 645AR was somewhat relevant, and there were some people out there who genuinely thought he was like next up and going to be a big rapper. And I made that video saying that he is going to fail. And I was dead fucking right. Yeah, now the rage is starting to set in. And with that, we have reached the halfway point in this list. I am splitting this up into two parts because this one video is going to be probably over 10 minutes long. So the second part will be covering 10 down to 1. And I've saved the shittiest for last. Like, in that's kind of the point, you know, least bad to most bad. But the next 10 artists are... there's something. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If I pissed you off, I don't really give a shit. You don't have to agree. And if you want to leave a negative comments, I really don't give a shit. So, yeah. Peace.